What is going on in the world? The question that we all keep asking ourselves. So, today we are going to be looking at the fact that Andrew Tate has been released from prison. That's correct. Mr. Misogynistic himself. Andrew Tate has been released from prison and he done his first, I guess, phone interview with the same person from Vice that actually done the hit piece on him. Now, Andrew Tate, in my personal point of view, is a very articulate man, and I actually think he's quite funny. A lot of people don't understand his humor, but as someone who grew up in the UK, and he grew up in the UK too, I get the humor, I get the sarcasm, and I get the wit. So let's head straight into the video.
So let me tell you all a quick story about Vice News. Remember Vice News? I know, they don't matter.
First of all, just the way he enters this interview, just the way he enters the camera with the cigar, top off. This is just classic Andrew Tate. This is classic top G material. Let's see what's going on, Andrew.
I allowed them to come and do a piece on me in the war room about 7 months ago now. I knew it would be a hit piece, of course. I'm a professional. But I also knew anyone with a brain would see through the hit piece and see the beauty of the war room and want to join. So I allowed them to come do a hit piece. And then I got interviewed by Piers Morgan. Ah, look, they're calling. It's our friends from Vice, but he can wait. Then I got interviewed by Piers Morgan, and he came at me hard, and all of the comments were saying, bro, Tate's a G.
Now that he's out of prison, I'm guessing he's getting a million phone calls, and he's actually saying in this that Vice is now calling him, the same person from Vice who actually done the hit piece on him. So it's funny how karma works and how the world turns around. It's very interesting.
The Matrix tries to tell the world that everyone hates me, but the truth is, everyone actually loves me. So when Piers tried to come for me hard, expecting to be a hero, he was actually attacked, and he felt like, oops, I made a mistake, which stopped Vice releasing their hit piece. Because they called me and said, hey, still calling. They called me and said, hey, we want to film some more. We feel like we didn't get the other side of the story. Basically, we want to undo the hit piece and do the fair journalism we were supposed to do in the first place, because now we realize making a hit piece on you doesn't work out well for us. Then I went to jail because I got Matrix attacked, and they thought, he's a bad guy now, we can do a hit piece. And they released a hit piece. And nobody believed it. And just like I said, everyone saw through it, saw it was garbage, to the point where Vice had to turn the comments off because everyone was insulting them. They even falsely edited me stuttering. When have you ever seen me stutter on any video ever? To try and make me look frustrated, like I've been caught out by this dork called Matt. So they released a hit piece, and it was totally detrimental for them. Nobody believed them, bombed their reputation even worse. Vice used to be something, and now they're complete.
This guy doesn't hold back. What I understand and what I actually do like about Andrew Tate is that he'll call it how it is. And I think we live in a world currently right now where people are tiptoeing around the truth. In a world that is actually tiptoeing around the truth and around the things that, need to be spoken about, we need somebody who is bold enough to come out and speak the truth, regardless of what the media say, regardless of what he calls the Matrix say. And so when Andrew Tate speaks, people listen. He's been in prison all this time, and the support that he's garnered while in prison is really commendable. It is amazing. And I think, like he says, the Matrix, the quote unquote Matrix, the powers that be, the elites, are gonna want to try and take him out at some point, because one man, what did Kanye West said? No one man should have all that power. And I think the elites understand that, and I think they're running scared.
Completely off the deep end, nobody gives a shit about them. Complete Matrix propaganda. So then I get released from jail. And now, Matt from Vice is begging me for another interview. Calling me every day, begging me. Please, please, please. So I've decided because I'm such a nice man. Most people have a hit piece done about them, and they don't talk to that organization anymore. But I'm so nice. I'm going to have a conversation with Vice News. We're going to talk to them. We're going to talk to Matt. Let me message him. Again, I said, an instruction. Again. Like a little dog.
You see, this is a great tactic, I believe, to go straight back into the fire and actually show the people who actually try to disrespect you, show them that you're not scared of them. He's saying that he wants to go back, and he's such a nice guy that he will give him another interview and all this kind of stuff. However, the tables have turned. Like he said, like when you looked at the comment sections of anything that he does, the support that he's garnered is amazing. And so I think we are slowly seeing the fall of Western media. We are starting to see the media for who they actually are, because it's very easy to demonize somebody. Okay, it's very easy to demonize someone, but that can only last so long, because people actually have the powers right now to actually just control their own narrative. And like he's doing on camera right now, he's controlling his own narrative. And me personally, I think it's amazing.
So we're going to wait for Matt to call us, and we're going to hear what Matt has to say about the fact that they were dishonest and they weren't particularly good at... Oh, look. Again. Please, Mr. Tate. Geeks. Well, if it isn't Matt.
Andrew, hey.
Mr. Honest Journalism.
Yeah, that's how I like to think of myself. How are you? Are you in your house?
It's a shame nobody else thinks of you that way, Matt. That's why you have to turn off the comments on your little video.
Are you at home? Congrats on your being released under house arrest.
Thank you.
What do you think is next?
Well, it's a beautiful reality, Matt. It's a beautiful life, and I'm clearly one of God's chosen ones. And I'm here to spread a positive message and continue with my mission to prevent the degeneracy which is purported by organizations like Vice, drug taking, and other forms of pornography, a bunch of other stuff you lot are involved in. I'm here to combat it, and I'm going to lead people to the truth and to the light, and we're all going to be better people and have a better society for that. And I think you learned that when you turn the comments off in your little video, that most people understand I'm a force for good, and that hit pieces don't really work because you've lost all credibility in the mainstream matrix mechanisms of the media, unfortunately for you.
I actually have no say of whether the comments are or not, but I think they were turned off because the women were getting harassed.
Is that your excuse?
Well, that's what I think is the reason that they were turned off.
Oh God. Look, this guy is a force upon to himself. Him and his brother Tristan are a force upon to themselves, and I actually think he is so needed in this society. And people will say that, all kinds of things about him. They'll even say things about me because of the fact that I say this. But you know what? At this point, I don't care. And we have to get to a point where we don't care. And I think Andrew Tate has mastered he's just mastered not caring. He's mastered not giving an F. Okay, and I actually believe that is something that the men of this society and people in general can actually take from, because people will say anything and everything about you, and you just have to keep pushing on. You have to keep doing what you're doing, and you have to just really not listen to them.
I mean, look, the main reason I'm calling is I want to see whether you were up for doing another interview, not for Vice, but for the BBC.
Why would you want to interview me? I'm a bad person, I thought, according to your little story.
on the line?
Well, I just try to report both sides of every story, so...
Oh, you do both sides? Is that how you think you work?
Yeah, that includes your side as well. So, it was obviously difficult to interview you while you were in jail. Now you're out, we can actually have a chance to hear your side of things.
Problem is, Matt, everyone on the planet wants to interview me. So the question is, why would I choose you when I have unlimited
Do you know what I
offers?
actually will say? This is what I'll say from my own personal experience. As somebody who's been in the public eye for a while, I've had people come at me to try and interview me. Okay, and I've always been smart because I have a team of people around me that say, okay, cool. They do the research. They say, okay, this is the types of stuff that these people do. This is who they interviewed before. It would be a good or a bad decision to actually interview with these people. So a lot of the time, people think that just because somebody is of stature, that they should do an interview. And this is what I've come to realize. It's actually no. Because a lot of the time in this society where you can actually control your own narrative and just like I'm doing right now, talk and send it out to people and they can understand exactly who you are, you don't actually need these people to interview you. You don't. You can actually just have your views and have your opinions and you can actually speak them and let people see. And so this is why I said that the mainstream media is becoming obsolete. Apparently, Vice has been declared bankrupt. Okay, since this Andrew Tate interview came out. And I think it's part and parcel of people realizing and part and parcel of people actually understanding that, you know what, we actually don't need mainstream media. We can actually be our own media platforms ourselves.
From people who are far more successful and better than you at the job. Because I'd be doing, and I'm not trying to disrespect you, I'm being honest, I'd be doing you a favor. Like, Matt, what's your last name? Shay. That name didn't matter until it was associated to mine. You do an interview with me, you matter for a little bit, but I can do an interview with anyone. So why would I do an interview with you? And this is genuinely a question, it's not an insult. I'm actually asking you why I would choose you when I have unlimited offers on the table.
Because we have a history.
We have a history of you doing dishonest journalism on me, so I would choose you.
Do you know what, right? I actually believe that Andrew is about 35% troll. That's what I personally believe. I think like he likes to troll people. I think like 35% of his genetic makeup is actually troll, and a lot of people don't get it. You know, a lot of people think that a lot of the time he's being serious, but he's actually, as we like to say in England, he's taking a piss.
Interesting.
Any journalist that you speak to is going to ask you the similar questions to the ones I asked you.
I have no problem with your questions. Questions are not a problem.
The reason that I want to do an interview with you, and of course you can do an interview with anyone you want, and that's entirely your choice. I'm just one of the many people asking you, I guess. But we have a history, and we got cut short last time, and there are still unanswered questions that I want to put to you. I can only tell you why I want to interview you. Ultimately, it is your choice.
It is my choice, isn't it? I get to choose which reporter in the world, all these reporters who want to say bad things about me, I get to choose which reporter on the planet gets to become relevant via proxy, because I am the most relevant person, and I get to do the charitable act of allowing somebody to sit next to me and ask me questions. It's kind of interesting. I need to think heavily about it. I can't just give out such a fantastic opportunity to disingenuous nobodies. It's something I need to think about. Do you work for the BBC now, or do you work for yourself?
I'm an independent contractor, but it has to.
You see, I think in that interview that Vice done with him, I think they did make it out for him to be, specifically in that clip, they made him out to be quite frustrated, and he probably was frustrated. We don't know what happened prior to him actually doing that piece on the interview. So yeah, if you guys want to go watch it, go watch it. I think it's actually it's a lesson. It's actually a lesson for the mainstream media, and actually a lesson to people who watch it and see exactly what it is like to actually confront your quote-unquote enemies in a way that is confrontational, but also not violent, and also have the intellectual upper hand on your opponents. So thank you all again for joining me on what is going on in the world. Okay, it's a question that we're going to continuously keep asking ourselves, and as we continuously keep asking ourselves this question, I'm going to continually keep documenting this, okay, and continuously doing it. And so thank you all for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace. See you on the flip side.